So as I said, we are discussing about the service procurement. So when and as on when this service is done, we'll be posting a service entry sheet in SAP, and for particular service, we'll do the payment through invoice verification. Okay. Now coming to another part, that is inventory management. In inventory management, what it deals, inventory management generally deals with incoming and outgoing of the material, as well as for the material which we receive, how we plan to store those materials, and how we plan to dispatch that particular material as and when required. Okay. So in inventory management, generally we have input and output of material, as well as we also have a reservation concept. So what we understand by reservation is like, say if a user, he will be planning that next month I'll be having a requirement of this particular material of 100 quantity. So in early he will be creating a reservation, so that planner can see these reservations and plan accordingly to maintain the stock as and when required. So for incoming materials, we call it as a goods receipt, which are coming to inventory, which are coming inside the inventory. We call it as goods receipt. Okay. Generally, goods receipt are having different types. Like if we are procuring from external vendor, that is through purchase order, then we'll have 101 movement type. In SAP, every movement type is having 3-digit character, and through seeing the movement type, you can say what type of movement it is. See, for 101, if it is procured from purchase order, it will be 101. If you are procuring against a purchase order in a GR blocked stock, it will be 103. And if it is a material is issued to a cost center, then it will be 201. And if you are issuing it to a production order, then it will be 261. If it is issuing to a transfer posting like plant to plant, I said, it will be a 301. So basically, by seeing the movement type, you can tell which type of goods movement has happened. Okay. So in SAP, it is a 3-digit code, and we cannot exceed more than this. Any doubts in this?
Yeah, Shyam, you can go ahead.
Okay. So what happens generally when material receives at our premises, the warehouse user, we call it as a warehouse department people as warehouse users, or we call it as a clerks, stock clerks. They'll be posting a goods receipt in SAP. Then now, as soon as the goods receipt is posted in SAP, the inventory of the material will be increased, as well as there are some accounting impact also happens, which will increase the value of the material, as well as in other end the payment to vendor also needs to happen. Okay. And there will be a notification also sent to the accounts department that this particular goods receipt has happened and you need to do the payment. So they will do the invoice receipt for this goods receipt which is received by the vendor. So basically what happens at goods receipt point, as soon as we post, main thing is it will update the stock and value of the material, as well as the purchase order history also will be updated with the goods receipt number and the quantity, which how much it is received for and what is the batch it is received. Everything will be automatically updated in purchase order as well. So what else we can do in goods receipt? We can enter the delivery order number. That means the vendor will be supplying you a bill. We can enter that bill number as well, or we can also enter the truck number and the material which we received. We can enter the quantity and at which storage location it has to go. Like if it is a raw material, we'll be storing it in a raw material storage location, and if it is a spares, then we'll store it in a storage location which is relevant for spares. And if it is a finished material, like if you are procuring from external vendor, we'll be storing it in a finished material storage location. So this is the goods receipt screen. See, basically you have delivery note number, the number which is given by the vendor, He'll be providing you a bill. On that you can see the delivery note number. You can enter that in the SAP. If it is for imports, you will have a bill of lading number that also can be entered here. So as soon as you enter the PO number, all the details will appear automatically in SAP. The vendor number, what is the material, okay, which PO has. You have to just see the quantity which you received and enter that quantity, and enter the storage location to which it has to go, and what is the delivery note number and which date you received. That all you need to enter it. The rest all system will take care. So basically it is a purchase or goods received for purchase order. So you can see here the movement type is 101 and it is going to stock unrestricted use. Any doubts in this?
Okay,
Baba?
no doubts, you can go ahead.
Okay. So as I said, you're clear with the reservation part, right? It is basically used for planning, the planner, so that he can plan accordingly and maintain the stock. So as and when required, the material should be available on time. So transfer posting again has different types of transfer postings. If the company has different company codes, you can transfer between different company codes. You can also transfer between two different plants under same company code, or you can say like the material stock is lying in blocked stock. You want to transfer it in unrestricted stock. You can transfer that also from unrestricted, from blocked to unrestricted stock, vice versa. Like you can transfer from unrestricted to blocked also. You can ask why it has to be transferred to block, why it has to be transferred to unrestricted. Until and unless the stock is lying in unrestricted stock, you cannot use or you cannot consume that particular. System will not allow you to use the blocked stock. As simple as it is. So physical inventory. Anyone? Any idea on the physical inventory?
No, sir.
Okay, no problem. Any company or any organization will always follow physical inventory process, either monthly, or they can also follow quarterly, half yearly, or yearly. But they will follow physical inventory process. What it is like, system, in the system, what is the stock lying, and physically what is the stock available, that they need to tally each and every month, or it can be quarterly or halfly or yearly. So they just create a physical inventory document. Then the warehouse user will go to that particular storage location where the materials are lying. He will count the stock physically and enter into SAP, and he will compare with SAP stock how much it is showing in system. If both are tallying, then it is okay. If both are mismatch, whichever it is wrong, mostly physical stock only should be the correct one. So he will what you say, he will map accordingly with the physical stock with SAP stock. Okay, this happens in physical inventory process. We have different reports also in SAP to check like purchase order price history, like a vendor. If you have an info record with vendor, each and every year or monthly or quarterly, he might change the price. And at end of the year, if you want to see what are the prices he has given you for a particular product, you can see that in this purchase order price history. Then we have stock to check, like for the particular material, under which storage location it is lying and how much quantity it is there. Either the stock is lying under unrestricted, or it is there in quality inspection, or it is there in block stock. Everything will be displayed in warehouse stock report. This is service entry sheets report. As I said, as on when services happens, we post a service entry sheet. So if you want to check like how many services happened for that particular service master, or you can say for that particular equipment, you can check it here. So any doubts in this session, you can ask me. and I'm comfortable with the Hindi, English, and Telugu language. You can ask in any of these three languages. Baba and Praveen.
Are you going to explain about S4HANA? Something
Yeah,
about
S4HANA. Yeah, S4HANA. I will explain. I will explain going forward. Further, I will explain you.
Okay.
Are you taking for S4HANA or it is ECC?
S4HANA, sir.
S4HANA. Okay. S4HANA also same concept. There is nothing difference. Only the difference is the difference in the master data. Generally, we have vendor master in ECC, but in S4HANA we have business partners. We call them as business partners. Why they have done it? Because they want to centralize whole data into one. Like sometimes this business partner can also be a customer. Okay. So for that reason, they have clubbed into one vendor, customers, everyone into one, and they call it as business partner. And as I said earlier, the material length has been extended from 18 to 40, which generally most of the organization will not use, but they have given this possibilities. And apart from this, there are changes in table level, like different tables, which I can explain you going further. But the concept is same and the process is same. There is no difference in that. Any further questions?
No questions. Sure.
Okay, fine. Fine then. We'll meet in next session then. We'll start with the organization structure in S4HANA. I'll show you. You can also practice once we have the access to the S4HANA systems. So mostly the thing is all depend upon your practice. How well you practice, that will definitely help you in interview point of view also. I'll in each topic, when I go through each topic, I will tell you the interview questions also, so that you can note it down and it will be helpful for you to crack an interview, rather than giving in one shot. It is better to go topic wise. Okay.
Sir, what
Any
about
further?
material master, sir?
Sorry.
What about theory for material master, sir?
Theory for material master is not required at all. Okay, mostly theory is used only in purchase order approvals, purchase requisition approvals, and if they want to host a goods receipt, for such things they are using, not for master data.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And in
In
S4HANA,
master
the difference is master data is same.
Data migration tools. Data
Migration. Yeah, we have LTMC. Before we used to have LSMW, but now it is different. They have earlier LSMW was a little complicated. We need to follow all the 14 steps to upload a master data, either it is a material master or vendor master. But now they have shortened it and provided us templates. They have given standard templates in SAP. So we basically need to download those template and update the required fields and just upload once again this template, and master data will be created automatically.
Okay, sir.
What
Okay.
is this? This is LSMW, right?
That is LSMW is a ECC version.
Okay.
That is little complicated. You need to follow all the 14 steps in SAP in order to upload vendor master or material master. In S4HANA, they have shortened and they're given as LTMC.
LTMC. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They provided standard templates for each and every master data. Like for material master, they have given a template which with fields like descriptions, unit of measurements, everything. They have given a template. You just need to fill the template and upload into the system. That's it. There is no process of recording. LSMW mostly involves with recording of the screens, but in LTMC there is no such thing. They have make it easier for us. So only thing is we need to download the template and fill it and upload it. That's it.
Okay.
Any further questions?
No.
Okay. So we are good to go. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining the session. We'll meet again then. Bye. Have a good day.
Yeah. Thank you,
sir.
Sam. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.